Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makar Double honors to the elders, apostles, of great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is another sit-down lesson on this February the 19th, 2022, on this Saturday noon, which is 12:14 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads, this is from RT.com, this is published February 19th, 2022. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads, Putin launched nuclear war drills. The exercise is taking place amid tensions with the West over Ukraine. It says Russian President Vladimir Putin launched strategic drills on Saturday and is following the exercises from a situation center in Moscow along with Belarus's leader Alexander Lukashenko, I believe if I pronounced his last name. It says the drill. It says the drill involves both nuclear and non-nuclear weapons are being held amid the escalations in eastern Ukraine and continuing tensions with NATO. The Russian Defense Ministry says ahead of the maneuvers that they would include launching of ballistic and cruise missiles. The Air Force is participating along with the country's Northern and Black Sea fleets and RS-24 Yaris International ballistic missiles have been launched from the ballistic Dome in northwestern Russia to hit a target in the Kamchatka Peninsula in the country's far east. Slovakia, I couldn't pronounce that name. After traveling around 5,700 kilometers, which is 3,540 miles, the nuclear power of Karela submarine has fired the R-29 RMU, the Sinova ballistic missiles from the Barents Sea in the Arctic, also targeting the Kamchatka Polygon. Ships and Marines from Russia's Northern and Black Sea fleets fired A-caliber cruise missiles. They also launched a Zyklon anti-ship hypersonic cruise missile, one of the country's newest weapons, which is designed to destroy large aircraft carriers and other enemy vessels in 2021 alone. The Russian Northern Fleet conducted at least 12 successful tests of the missiles, according to the Ministry of Defense. So I believe this might be a video of it right here.
Боевая тревога. Ракетное оружие к бою. Цель надводная №1. Групповая корабельно-ударная группа противника.
СУС включен, начальные параметры введены. Готов к режиму ввода. Вероятность накрытия единица.
Начать предстартовую подготовку назначенных ракет.
КХП видит.
Есть.
Район стрельбы осмотрен, район стрельбы чист.
ГКП штурман до точки пуска 1 минута. 3, 2, 1. Корабль в точке.
Сход первого изделия, замечаний нет.
It says a large Tu-95 strategic bombers meanwhile struck targets on Kamchatka in western Russia. It says the Air Force also fired a Kamchatka hypersonic cruise missiles in Russia in southern Astrakhan region near the Caspian Sea. It says mobile ballistic firing a 9K720 Iskander short-range ballistic missiles. The drills are taking place amid heightened tensions with NATO as Western countries accuse Moscow of amassing troops and invading hardware with the intent to invade Ukraine. Russia has repeatedly denied having plans to attack its neighbor. Moscow insists it is carrying out maneuvers within Russia and Belarus as a part of a routine. Right, because, I said this in my previous videos when they was doing these little exercise drills when Russia deployed its troops over there in Belarus, the Eastern Europe part of Europe. And, the exercise drills, it was going to last until from February the 10th all the way into February the 20th. So I'm going to read it again for edification's sake. It says the drills are taking place amid heightened tensions with NATO as a Western country accused Moscow of amassing troops and military hardware, which is the intent to invade. It says, right, with the intent to invade Ukraine, Russia has repeatedly denied having plans to attack its neighbor. Moscow insists it is carrying out maneuvers with Russia and Belarus as part of a routine exercise. It says Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said the current exercise is absolutely transparent, while drills involving ballistic missiles are a fairly regular training process. So, after I was reading this little article right here, because you're still going to have, even though, these nations are trying to create some diplomacy and discussions on the table for a potential diplomacy. And then you got, on the other hand, you got these two other different countries of blaming each other, especially Moscow and President Vladimir Putin. Even though I mentioned this previous times in my videos, with the false accusation that, Moscow and Russia is not going to invade Ukraine border and with their deployment of their troops. So, this is still like an ongoing current situation that's going on, And you have, after Russia was doing their little military exercise drills and everything like that, and, you still have United States and its allies still want to do more harsh economic sanctions, on Russia. Even though Russia keep on telling them they're not going to invade the Ukraine border. So, you still got these ongoing tensions still arising, And with the current situation over there in eastern Ukraine, with the Donbass of both groups of the Russian-backed military separatists, and with the government, it was reported they had like a shell casing near the Ukraine border or something like that, and I believe they blame it on the Ukrainian people or something like that. They blame it on the Ukrainian troops or whatever, or the Russians, I believe. So it's everything. Of these news articles are rumors. So it goes back into the rumors of wars, because like the scripture says in the book of Matthew 24:6, you're gonna hear of these things of wars and rumors of wars, because a lot of these rumors might not be true, might be false allegations. Because sometimes the news media reports have false allegations and false reports and false rumor reports. That's why it says that in the scriptures. You should hear wars and rumors of wars. But, Russia have military capability just like any other nation, Especially you got these, I believe the United States, they keep on stirring up that tension along with their allies, that NATO, which is the EU, the 7 countries, both of them got full support of supporting Ukraine, And I believe I was watching CNN, the Ukraine president was saying he wants to have a diplomacy, and then he was saying he didn't want his allies to make deals behind his back, because he want his allies to fully support him with a potential diplomacy. But I believe he said if the West and the allies of NATO, if they do try to, not NATO, I meant to say if, let me track that back. What I meant to say was, if these, if these allies that are with Russia and everything like that, they will be ready to take action if necessary, if Russia was to invade the Ukraine border. The president made that statement, So yeah, these things are what you hear of wars and rumors of wars. But a lot of these rumors of wars are starting to become a reality as well too. Even though I mentioned before, you hear all these rumors of reports of the false allegations between one another and everything like that of these countries, and these allies of these countries, of these groups of nations of people, So I'm gonna bring it out for edification's sake, But hey, if a war was imminent, was to come towards that way, Russia, they got some military strength as well too. Because Russia, they got the most military weapons than America, And I believe Russia had took shots at America for blaming them on some type of cyber attack as well too. So that's another form of war. Because you're gonna have many different types of categories of wars. It can be verbally, it can be physically, it can be economically, and it can be a military standpoint. So it could be in many different maneuver ways as wars type tactics as well too. It's not going to be necessary just all out military war. It could be in many different categories as well too. So you got these other nations. You got NATO and United States keep on stirring up tensions, while Moscow and Russia saying that they keep on blaming the United States for stirring up these tensions and all these false allegations and everything like that. So that goes into, you should hear wars and rumors of wars, because these wars, these rumors of wars, it might be just come a rumor, and it's not going to be fully true, but false accusations, because you have so many different type of media reports, on an everyday, daily basis, And I'm about to bring out the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. This is, and it reads, "And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars," like I mentioned before, and I had broke it down, Right, ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. Say ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation." Yeah, as we seeing that right now, even if it's from a rumor standpoint, false allegations against one another, taking shots at one another, from an economic standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from a military standpoint, and many other categories as well too, And that's what you call the increase of those different categories that I brought out and brought down to, And that's the nations going against one another and taking shots at one another and falsely accusing one another, So that's what you get of the nations rise against nation against one another, And kingdom against kingdom. You're seeing that as well too around the world, especially in the Middle East regions, and tensions in Eastern Europe, and tensions in Eastern Europe as well too. With the separatists from the Russian side and from the Ukrainian side as well too, and along with the government, And there should be famines, the increase of famines as well too. That's going to increase, And pestilence, a form of different type of disease, a plague, that as well too going to increase. Even though it calmed down a little bit, but it's going to increase again in the latter days that we are currently living in earthquakes in diverse places, as we see in the increase of high magnitude of earthquakes in diverse places. That's going to continue as well too, especially in the upcoming months that's coming, in the times ahead that we are living in, after hearing all these different types of things, different types of situations that's going on in the world today, these are the beginning of sorrows, like the wars and rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, diseases, plagues, nation going against one another, clashes, uproars of the people. These are signs of the beginning of sorrows, because we are in those stages of beginning of sorrows, and it's going to increase. It might slow down a little bit, but it's going to increase, intensify in the year of 2022, because this is the year of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is turning up the heat, and he's going to continue to turn up the heat in the last days, So, that's all of them. Oh, okay. Hey, Mom. You see if they got some those cheap dollar cheese crackers up there?
They sure have some. I'll get you some.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll be back.
All right, Mom.
Call on the phone when I come to the front door.
Okay. All right, take it though. All right, so I'm gonna go to back to verse 8. So yeah, like I was mentioning before, these are the stages in the process of beginning of sorrows, and it's gonna increase in the last days. Once again, even though it's gonna slow down and calm a little bit, because the Most High, he's a just power. He's a just balanced power. He calmed tensions down and he stirred things back up. Just like the book of Exodus 15:3, because Heavenly Father, Son, Yahushua, he's a man of war, because he loved the controversy and the tensions and the scribes of these things, Like I mentioned before, I'll say it again, tensions might calm down and it's going to stir right back up, So with that, I hope this sit-down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And I like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash, Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, pushing his word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, pushing his word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. And before I close out this sit-down lesson, so expect to see, NATO and the United States teaming up together against, Russia and its allies of keep on stirring up that tension of war, or saying invasion is imminent, and you're gonna have on the other side Moscow and Russia, and President Vladimir Putin made it clear that he's not gonna invade the Ukraine border. He's not gonna invade his neighboring countrymen, because Russia and Moscow, they keep on telling the United States calm the tensions down and calm with the false accusations, Then you got on the other hand, United States and Ukraine and other allied, not the Ukraine, I meant to say, because United States and NATO, they fully supports Ukraine, with the ongoing current Ukrainian border crisis situation. So, you got countries, that's allies of NATO and United States and other Eastern European countries as well, too. They find a solution and ways to do more hard economic sanctions on Russia if there was a potential invasion of the Ukraine border, even though Russia and Moscow keep on denying those allegations and facts about that, So, expect to see these ongoing tensions of them going back and forth at it with each other as it increase, intensify in the last days that we're living in, of these increase of wars and rumors of wars that I brought out in the book of Matthew 24:6, all the way through verse 7, So yeah, expect these things to increase in the latter days, because these are the beginning of stages for what's about to come, So with that, I would say shalom.